In November 2016, the terrifying news broke of a near-fatal attack on educator Lucinda Gordon by her former partner, who, after leaving her for dead, later took his own life. The domestic violence survivor is still recuperating from life-threatening lacerations to her head, face, and arm, the loss of her right palm, relocation of her left big toe to her left hand, therapy to transfer her previously right-handed skills to her left hand, several surgeries, and another soon-to-be physical transformation that plasters an ear-to-ear smile on her face, a prosthetic for her left arm. In an exclusive interview on JTV's Big Story, Ms. Gordon says while some members of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, Rvipf, were helpful, others dropped the ball in handling some aspects of her case and is proposing the formation of a domestic violence crisis unit within the Rvipf.
I met a handful of police officers in the Eastern District that did well by me, but that was the minority and not the majority. I had an opportunity to read the Virgin Islands Domestic Violence Act of 2011. And in that Virgin Islands Domestic Act, there are many things that the police officers were to do that they did not do. For example, in that act, there's a form that the officers were to read me my right as a domestic violence victim. And at the bottom of that, they were to sign it. That never occurred. In addition to that, there are forms in there that the police officers were to fill out. And one of the questions were, did this occur before? So there is an area where they should have a diary of all the events that were related to me. I don't think that was done. So in so saying, I feel that there should be a domestic violence crisis team, that this is something that should be created in at each police station. You should have 2 members, a male and a female, trained, and this should become a part of this domestic violence crisis team, because when a domestic violence issue comes to the station, it should be referred to them so that they can follow up.
Ms. Gordon recommends actions that can be employed in domestic violence situations, such as seeking the help of a friend, loved one, or organization, and pinpoints some of the signs that a relationship may be headed for stormy seas.
One of the things I've done throughout my relationship was to keep a journal, because it was through my journal, writing things down, that I realized after reading that journal one day, you know, this is what you actually accept. And that's when I made the decision, I have to get out of this relationship. I feel that he never admitted that he had a problem with liquor. Don't take whatever influence they are under and they verbally abuse you. It's verbal abuse. Okay. Whether they remember what they did or they don't remember.
Clearly an individual who always sees the silver lining in the clouds. In spite of her experience, Ms. Gordon hasn't given up on love.
My next relationship, because there will be a next relationship, I have needs and wants, and I believe in having a relationship. But my relationship, it's important that I have communication. There was no communication in the last one. That's not only communication, but trust. But in so saying, I am not going to take that individual word if they tell me, no, I'm not, I'm divorced, or they tell me something about that past. I'm going to investigate.